Welcome back, as I find out what the hell the hospital are playing at and why I can't have the angiogram. If you like what I'm doing, then it would be great if you could like, comment, subscribe and share with anyone you think may find this interesting. Also, if you ring the bell, you'll get notifications when I upload my next video. Well, it seems like the injection from the previous night to thin my blood meant that the angiogram couldn't happen, but it would definitely happen tomorrow. Deep joy. Another day left with my thoughts. They tried to put a cannula in my hand before bed, which would be awkward to sleep on, so I asked them to do it in the morning, especially after what had happened today. After all, there was no saying that it would happen the following day, so I didn't really want that discomfort. They sorted me out a sleeping tablet, so I asked if they could do my obs before bed so that I could get a full night's sleep. He's hoping. I slept. No disturbances. Yay! Heck, there was even a new admission and I didn't hear a thing. I washed my hair using a shower pack. I've got one here. These are great and can be used on dry hair or wash your hair without water. You can even put them in the microwave. Great for if you're going camping and festivals, but brilliant in hospital. They are definitely going with me next time I go camping. If, as he said, I'm high risk, then I'm going to make sure I'm a good looking corpse. The cardiac nurse came to check if I was okay and reassure me, which was good. The clock ticked away and they put the cannula in just before I went down late afternoon. I was the last patient of the day. I got her up on the table and they tried to take my diamond ring off so they could make the insertion in my right wrist. But they failed, so a bit of shuffling around a bit so they could try on my left hand. One of the consultants had a grumpy face and I told him he wasn't coming near me unless he smiled, because if something went wrong, I wanted happy faces as I fell down to Hades. He didn't oblige, so I told him I was going to go back to the ward and discharge myself and would make sure that everyone knew he was to blame if I dropped down dead. He smiled and the other staff sniggered. So let's get going. I hate needles, like a lot of people. I really hate needles, well, apart from knitting needles, but they don't count. I don't mind them once they're in and can look at them, but I can't physically watch them going in, so I have a trick to distract me. I sing. Don't laugh, I do have a good voice. When I lived in London, what seems like an age ago, yes, there's so much about me that you don't know, but you will. I sang in a punk choir in Bethnal Green. See this? That's me on the left. So I started to sing. I had warned them and I carried on singing. After a while, I realised I'd been singing for some time. Had the needle gone in? Was there a problem? I stopped and asked them. One of them laughed and told me they'd nearly finished. What? All that worrying for that? Well, I did want a distraction. They wheeled me to the recovery room and slowly removed the air from the tubes in my arm. It's a slow process, but they remove it gradually because obviously they have done things to your insides that you don't know about. They took me back to the ward to get my things before they moved me to the next ward, which wasn't so nice. It was less airy, it was smaller, but I was in a bed at the end, so I had a window, so it wasn't all bad. There were lots of questions and there's a weigh-in. They came to take my cannula out then, and I have to say, I am very proud of my blood as it spurted everywhere. I'm sure it happens all the time for them, but it was a first for me. I used to have really struggled for them to take blood, so to have my blood going everywhere was great. There is no photographic evidence, you'll be pleased to hear. Another lady was admitted who was rather talkative, but I really wasn't in the mood after what I'd gone through. It wasn't just the angiogram, but all the stress that had led up to it. So I closed the curtain, much to her annoyance, and got a sleeping tablet. Oh well, I'd be going home tomorrow, so it wouldn't be a problem. I woke up, barely able to move. I felt like my lower back had finally decided to give up. There was a throbbing pain in my wrist that was to be expected considering the size of the bruise. It wasn't the best of days. I know it was my decision to close the curtains, but I felt forgotten about by the staff. I managed to get one of the nurses' attention and asked her if I could have painkillers, and was told that she would sort it. When I came into hospital, I handed over all of my tablets so that they could administer them to me at the appropriate time of day. But I only take painkillers as needed, so I didn't give them mine. However, I didn't just want to take pills without them knowing, so I thought I was doing the right thing by asking. Well, I waited and waited and got more distressed as the pain continued. I asked when I was going home and was told, "Not today." What? No, you can't do this to me. It's been so long since I was an inpatient in hospital, but it seems that visiting times went on from 11 till 8 p.m, so there was a steady flow of visitors through the ward, which didn't help how I was feeling. They came with my controlled medication in the early evening, and I asked if the pharmacist had forgotten about my painkillers, and they'd had no request from any member of staff to get any. The day was just getting better and better. The only highlight of my day was a film that Jules had put on YouTube that he recorded with his friend Ian Marchand. I said his name right this time. He of the longest crawl fame. Here we go. I'm going to show you the book again. We chatted whilst I watched it, which is what we normally did. You can tell the painkillers had kicked in. I felt happier. Sleeping pill was administered, and not even the other patients could disturb me. Join me in the next instalment as I prepare to go home.